Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the United States Army Japan Change of Command Ceremony. The host of today's ceremony is the Commanding General of the United States Army Pacific, General Robert B. Brown. Today, Major General James Pasquarette will relinquish command to Major General Viet Luong. This ceremony, steeped in military tradition, serves as a dual function of rendering honor to the departing commander and providing official recognition for the transfer of authority and responsibility for the United States Army Japan. We would like to extend a special welcome to General and Mrs. Yamazaki, the Japan Ground Self-Defense Force Chief of Staff. General Brown, the United States Army Pacific Commanding General. General Brooks, United Nations Command, Combined Forces Command, U.S. Forces Korea Commanding General. General Retired and Mrs. Iwata, former Japan Ground Self-Defense Force Chief of Staff. General Retired and Mrs. Okade, former Japan Ground Self-Defense Force Chief of Staff. Mayor Kayama, the Sagamihara City Mayor. Mayor Endo, Luzon City Mayor. Mr. Nakamura, Ministry of Defense, Bureau of Local Cooperation, Director General. Lieutenant General and Mrs. Bills, the 8th Army Commanding General. Lieutenant General Martinez, U.S. Forces of Japan and 5th Air Force Pacific Air Forces Commander. Warren Takahashi, Japan Ground Self-Defense Force Sergeant Major of the Army. Command Sergeant Major Jones, U.S. Army Pacific Command Sergeant Major. Command Sergeant Major Peyton, United Nations Command, Combined Forces Command, U.S. Forces Korea Command Sergeant Major. And Command Chief Master Sergeant Green, U.S. Forces Japan and 5th Air Force Senior Enlisted Leader. At this time, we'd also like to welcome all general officers, elected officials, colonels, command sergeants major, other distinguished guests, friends, family, and soldiers. Thank you for your attendance on this momentous occasion. At this time, the Sergeant Artie Murphy Club President, Staff Sergeant April Thomas, will present a bouquet of red roses to Miss Liz Pasquarette to recognize her sacrifice and selfless service to his soldiers, local national employees, and Department of the Army civilians. The roses are in full bloom as they signify her relationship with the organization. Now, the Sergeant Artie Murphy Club Vice President, Staff Sergeant Joe Heredia, is presenting a bouquet of yellow roses to Kimberly Ruan, welcoming her to the organization. The buds of the yellow roses are closed and represent the future growth of her relationship with the Camp Zama communities.
Thank you so much for being here, and really appreciate all of your great support and amazing teamwork that no doubt set the foundation for what would become the strongest our alliance has ever been. So thank you, General Mrs. Iwata, for being here. General Mrs. Okabe, thank you for being here. You kept that going, increasing the complexity of exercises and efforts, and thank you so much. Just great to have you here. Mrs. Kimizuka, thank you so much for being here, ma'am. It's really an honor. Thank you. General Brooks, great to have you. So glad you made it. We're worried weather-wise, but so great to have you here. And really, our USFK partners, teammates, and it shows how important that relationship is as we work so closely together. Really great to have you here. Lieutenant General Martinez, thanks for being here and for your great support from U.S. Forces Japan, for U.S. Army Japan. We really appreciate that great teamwork. Lieutenant General Bills and Megan, thank you for being here as well. Just terrific, and again, shows that great relationship, 8th Army on the peninsula here, and the close relationship and support. And to our other distinguished graduates, you really make it a special day by being here, and we really appreciate your attendance. And there's many more I could go on as you look out in the audience, folks who've contributed to this great team. But thank you for being here. It's a true honor. So change of commands have been going on a long time, and it's a bittersweet day. You know, on one hand, we say farewell to great friends, folks we've worked with, a great team that's led this organization, and so it's kind of sad. But on the other hand, as the Army always does, another great team comes in, and so it's a happy day as well. So very bittersweet in one hand, but we're very excited today. It's such a special ceremony, and to have you here makes a big difference. U.S. Army Japan is really a critically important and unique command here in the Pacific. There's none other like it. I often say the command punches way above its weight class. It's like a heavyweight boxer because of all they do. An amazing relationship. Really, the most important aspect of what U.S. Army Japan does is strengthening probably our most important, no doubt, our most important alliance with Japan and the United States. And U.S. Army Japan has a key role in strengthening, ensuring that alliance remains strong, and we continue to push each other and get better and improve as military so we can benefit both our nations as we should as military.
So, Tosh, did you get the latest ones? Okay. I sent a hip shoot remarks to my interpreter up on the top there. Get my color guard, you guys okay? I was told to let you guys bend your knees just for a second if you need it, and then move back into position. Ohayou gozaimasu to all my Japanese friends here today, and good morning to my American friends. There's so many folks here today that that are personal friends. I look at, I recognize most of the faces here today that I wish I could recognize everybody and thank them. But time, I'll limit it to just a few of my special friends and guests here today so we can move on to other things. Before I do that though, I want to thank the professionals that made today possible in this facility here. Sergeant Major Clark and Sergeant Major Oliveira, the Ops Sergeant Major, Protocol, and PAO, U.S. Army Japan Band, our interpreters up at the top there, our escorts and others behind the scenes that, it was late yesterday afternoon we decided to do this here, and this was a good idea late and they pulled it off. So I'd ask everybody to give all these folks a round of applause that made today possible. Representing the government of the United States here today is Mr. Joe Young. He's the Deputy Chief of Mission of the Embassy in Tokyo. Joe, thanks. I've gotten to really respect how you do business down in our embassy. Your leadership is critical here in Japan. Ambassador Haggerty and his team have been great supporters of the U.S. military here, and so please pass on my thanks to him. General Brooks, thanks for making the time to be here today. I owe you so much. I feel blessed to have been working for you for the last 5 years out here in the Pacific, both there in Hawaii and then here in Japan. Your personal mentorship has made me a better officer and also a better person. And I can't count the number of times that over the last 2 years or plus or so since you've been in your current capacity that I was so happy that you were the one that was the command in the Republic of Korea as things have unfolded there. Not just the U.S., but I think the entire world are indebted to you for your steady and pragmatic leadership. And I continue to want to be like you one day when I grow up. But it was only so because I was here with Liz. This has not been the easiest tour of duty for us as a family. As General Brown talked about, we have 2 boys that are in far off places in the world. We both have aging parents. If you're at this point in our lives, you're lucky to have your parents, and we do. And so those were personal challenges of being in Japan for 3 years. Liz, thanks for sticking it out. We've had a couple of talks about that late at night, but you're the one that kept me humble, which I think general officers surely need, and the one that continues to make life so enjoyable. So being able to come home to my best friend every day at the end of each day was such a joy, and I look forward to continuing our journey through life together. I love you. I've never met Viet Luong until at the 8th Army Change of Command when General Bills took command, and I met Kim. We were talking about, I remember Kim giving me some business about, what's going on, are we going to Japan or not? We were talking about it. But I did know he had a fantastic reputation as one of our best leaders in the United States Army. We're lucky to have such a great officer coming in to take command of U.S. Army Japan. Viet and his family, as General Brooks Brown recalled, it is a great American success story. And I don't know all the details. Viet will tell you someday about it, but it's amazing. Where he was 43 years ago from where he is sitting on the stage today, taking command of U.S. Army Japan, is just a great story. And so I'm so happy for you, Viet, on taking command for me. Welcome aboard. You and Kim are the right team to take command here today at U.S. Army Japan. And I want to welcome again the Luong family from far and wide that made it here today. It's special, I know, for Viet. A quick vignette, Viet. So 4 years ago, General Brooks, I was his chief or maybe deputy, I don't know. He pulled me in, one-on-one in his office, just came back from a 4-star conference, people were whispering in my ear, not him, about, I'm going to go command this division maybe or that. He comes back and sits down and says, you're going to go and the chief and the team has decided you're going to command U.S. Army Japan. And I think he could see a tinge of maybe just a little bit of disappointment in that. But he said just timing wasn't right for division command, that I was the right guy to come to Japan, take command, and that would be a fantastic experience. And that's all I needed to hear from the guy that I most respect in the Army. So I bet guys were whispering to you, just like me, about division command, but here's the good news. You won. And those other guys have lost. They just don't know it yet. But you got the best 2-star command in the Army. So you've just started the best job you're ever going to have. And so I'm envious of you for that. So you heard lucky in my remarks a bunch throughout. And that's what this has been. I've been so lucky of my time here in Japan. But in closing, it's been the honor of a lifetime to serve here as the commander. And while Liz and I are excited about getting back to the United States, we depart Japan with a long list of friends and incredible memories that we'll cherish for the rest of our lives. We wish the best to all of you that continue to live and serve in this critically important place and time. Arigatou gozaimasu, Ichidan.
Getting a little worried about you guys. It's okay. Well, allow me to introduce Major General Viet Luong, the Commanding General of the United States Army in Japan.
Hey, team, go ahead and bend your knees, stretch it out a little bit, all right? For a few seconds. There you go. Ohayou gozaimasu. Kyowa okoshi tadaki arigatou gozaimasu. Distinguished guests, friends, and family, many have traveled a long way to be here, so thank you for taking the time. I'm honored by your presence. This is a special day for me, and certainly an incredible honor for the Luong family. I stand before you with humility and respect. This recognition is much more profound than just a journey of a man from a very humble background, but is in as much about the character of our nation. This is my first time in Japan, but Kim had been here in the late 80s. She came through here with her family as refugees on their way to the United States, and they spent their first night at some fancy hotel in Tokyo, and I remember Kim telling me they were overwhelmed by the magnificence and grandeur of Tokyo. And although the Japanese government had graciously ensured that the hotel refrigerator was fully stocked with food and drinks, Kim and her folks refrained from eating out of fear that they may not have enough money to pay for the food. That said, the joy of being able to live in a free country overcame any hunger they may have endured. So too often we speak about promotions and selection for command in terms of talent, hard work, luck, and timing. However, we don't talk about what a privilege it is to live in the land of the free and the wondrous privileges we enjoy as Americans. Today I'm proud to be joined by my cousin back there, Kevin Lake, and a couple of friends, Zhu and Jack Lee. All three were refugees and veterans. With under green cards in hand, they enlisted and didn't sign up for any organization, but all volunteered to be part of the 82nd Airborne Division. We were all at Fort Bragg in the mid-90s with Zhu and Kevin serving in the 1st Battalion, 504 Parachute Infantry Regiment, under someone you may know, General Leo Brooks. And it's hard to describe our desire to serve, but perhaps the words of Adlai Stevenson sums it up best when he says, when an American says that he loves his country, he means not only that he loves the New England hills, the prairies glistening in the sun, the wide and rising plains, the great mountains, and the sea. He means that he loves an inner air, an inner light, in which freedom lives, and in which a man can draw a breath of self-respect. All of our families have benefited greatly from the opportunities given to us. So first and foremost, I want to give thanks to our great nation and their ideals of equality, liberty, and fraternity. I want to recognize Joe Brown for presiding over the ceremony, so thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. And thank you for your leadership and inclusivity. And although I only had a couple of interactions with you, I already feel like a valued member of your team, and it's an honor to be part of this team of teams. To Joe Brooks, so thank you for all you've done for me and my family. I've learned so much from you over the past year. You are an example of what a leader ought to be, and at great risk of being publicly labeled as a psychopath, I will tell you that the situation on the peninsula would not be the same without your leadership. So our soldiers and our country owe you a great debt of gratitude. To Lieutenant General Retired Tom Vandal, of course, who cannot be here today, I want to thank him for being a great leader. I want to thank him for pushing us hard in Korea. So your leadership has allowed the 8th Army to be in the best combat shape we've ever been. And I pray for your continued well-being every day. To John Bill, somebody who's pretty close, near and dear to my heart, so I've served with you twice now as your deputies for 1st Cav and most recently in the 8th Army. And I want to tell you that I look forward every day coming to work for you. And I've learned so much from you in many ways, but I think the lifelong lesson you have taught me is how to live your life as a good man and to take care of your troops. No words needed here, sir, because the incredible records of how successful your subordinates have been throughout the Army speaks for itself. And to Megan, you've been equally magnanimous. And to us, you are family, and Kim and I really thank you for all you've done for us. I also want to pay special tribute to the soldiers and NCOs with whom I have served. Some are not here because they've given their lives in the defense of our nation. For me, their loss has been close and personal. I think of them and their families every day. I would have traded every accolade, every recognition, every promotion to have them back on this earth, but I know it's not possible. So with every day I live and with every promotion in my career, my promise to them is to continue to be the best leader I can. To General Yamasaki and our distinguished Japanese guests, thank you for being here. I know many of you have traveled a long way, and my pledge to you is to continue to build on the great work that Major General Pasquarette has cultivated in the last 3 years. And like the Japanese proverb, no road is too long in the company of friends. So I look forward to walking side by side with you in this journey, and it will be a distinct honor for me to do so. To Jim and Liz Pasquarette, I really thank you for everything. You have been absolutely awesome. This is clearly the best transition that I've ever had in my entire career, and I know it would not have been possible without your personal dedication and effort into this. So I'm so proud of our Army for selecting you for promotion as our next GA. Best wishes to you and your family in D.C. And finally, to my immediate family, it's been a long journey for the Living Clan, and Ashley and Brandon should be watching out there on Facebook. I miss you and love you. To Justin and Kim, I love you unconditionally, and I look forward to the next chapter of our lives. And to my sisters, brothers-in-law here, and some watching from the U.S., and my aunts and uncle, thank you so much for your unwavering love and support. I could not be here without you. And to John Martinez and the leaders and troopers of Army Japan, I'm ready to join your phalanx, and it'd be an honor to fight by your side. God bless America, God bless Japan, Uchida.
Please rise for the playing of the Army song. The words will be printed on the backs of your program.
March along, sing a song with the army of the free. Count the brave, count the true, who have fought to victory. We're the army and proud of our name. We're the army and proudly proclaim. First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might, and the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the army goes rolling along. And it's high, high, hey, the army's on its way. Count out the gate, proud and strong. For where we go, you'll always know when the army goes rolling along.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This concludes today's ceremony. For those wishing to offer Major General Pasquale final wishes, he'll be waiting here at the base of the stage, and Major General will meet his invited guests at the Camp Valley Community Club. Thank you for your attendance on this momentous occasion. Ichidan, one team, Army strong.